The mop sink is one of the things that I should not
I'm
be.
opening this.
I shouldn't be extremely excited for, but I am.
Sure are.
I don't even know if we're required to. We're required to at the other stores, and sometimes you got to pay to add it in. Sometimes it's already there. Sometimes the landlord includes it, and they included it in the warehouse. I don't know if we need it, but I am more excited for it than I should be.
Yep. So for you viewers watching at home, to the stage left is a mop sink. It's pretty basic, but it's nice.
Mop sinks, for those that don't know, are like $5,000 to install. That was actually like 7 years ago, so probably like $6 or $7,000 installed.
Yeah.
Um,
I got it finally. Jeez.
Good work.
It's been a day.
Quick shout out to Thomas. He's over it.
It's been a day.
You don't want to listen to me talk for 30 minutes before you open the whiskey like usual?
No, I don't.
Thomas going for the traditional whiskey cork suckle.
There you go, Daddy.
And a nice fat pour. Quick shout out to Zach and his new wife, Bailey. They just got legally married on Saturday and dropped me off this wedding gift.
Well, congratulations.
Thanks.
Well, good for you. I wish more people got me presents when they got married. So, Zach and Haley, you said?
Zach and Bailey.
Bailey, sorry. Mm-hmm. Sorry, Bailey. Does Zach and
Doesn't
Bailey?
matter, but
I do like me some Eagle Rare.
Tis good.
Mm-hmm.
Tis very good.
Here, show you me one.
Sorry we're drinking this out of plastic cups, but it has been a day.
Yep.
You've worked how many hours of the last hours?
All of them.
All the hours out of...
It is... We normally start the podcast about... The idea is 7. We typically start at 7:30. We got me out of work slightly early. What's the plan? It is 8:42, so we close in 18 minutes. So it's better than starting it after, but I have been going since 4 a.m.
And worked all day yesterday.
And all day the day before.
And all day the day before.
And 8 hours the day before. My last day off was Tuesday. Yeah, but I got tomorrow off.
Good for you.
Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
We'll see.
Yeah.
It's you and Will working, so unless one of you mess it up.
Yeah, we might just call you in for funsies.
That was a big old drink.
Thomas isn't drinking just for the taste tonight.
It'll be good. If you guys did not notice, this is a great, one of the best starts to the podcast we've ever had. There's a freaking warehouse behind us. Do you mind?
Sorry, my mic stand's falling off. We are running and gunning right now.
Mm-hmm. But back to what I was saying. Look, turn around, Kevin. There's a freaking warehouse back there. What are in those 2 pallets back there? Explain to the public exactly what they are.
If you can read what's on that right there, you'll have some insight into what we're releasing soon.
If you can read what's on there, I'll give you one.
Do you really want one though? What if it's bad? What if it's a jar?
I'm pretty
of
sure I
snakes?
can read what's on there.
Well, that's because you know what it says.
Ryan did get a new lens on the camera though, so maybe it's.
Ooh, Ryan, do a quick super zoom. I'm just kidding. But yeah, this is the warehouse, so pretty exciting. The Yukon store is literally right there.
We're looking at it.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, it's much bigger than we need it to be for now, but I don't think it will be that bad. Let's watch. Time me. I'm going to run to the back and come back.
Hold up.
Hurry.
This is how we typically judge our square footage. Mm-hmm. Ryan's got it. Yeah, official timer.
Tell me when.
3, 2, 1. Ooh.
How'd I do? Ooh, that's a big warehouse.
Okay. Judging by that,
Take over for a little bit.
Judging by that, I'd probably guess 2,500 square feet, I believe.
Yeah.
So now everyone at home is asking, how quick can Kevin do it?
Ooh.
Faster than that. Jeez.
Yeah. Go for it.
Thought you guys would never ask. All right.
3, 2, 1.
This is solid content.
I didn't know if I was going to be able to slow down.
11.42.
What was mine?
11.41.
Oh!
No.
A tenth of a second?
I need a recap.
It was 9.25.
I
Dang.
was like, yeah, I was booking.
Oh, if I didn't know it was going to be a race. I held up.
Anytime you're running, you should know it's going to be a race.
That's fair. I will take that I will take that one.
all right. More whiskey.
Hey, good race. This is going to be one of those direct to DVD copies of the podcast. Some might not make the regular cut. But yeah, no, it's been an interesting day. It's a good day. Like these are seed sowing days, and it's good stuff. So I was able to get back to the store today a little bit before we opened. I was just telling you this before the podcast. I was able to get there just before we opened, and in our back room we have all these like wire storage shelving, and I cleared. They're 6 feet long, and they're how wide are they? 2.5,
Probably about 2.5.
2.5 feet, probably.
Yeah.
I cleared all the products off of it, and it's the ground one. And I crawled in there with Kaylin's blanket that I found.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and my coat as a blanket or as a pillow. And I took myself a little store nap.
Little store nap. Dude, those shelves are really nice. I took myself one not too long ago, and it's like I've taken my fair share of naps on even just the vinyl flooring, which is pretty much hardwood. But you get on those shelves and they got a little spring to them.
Yeah.
They're stacked up. It's like essentially a bunk bed size.
Yeah, I laid the blanket down as kind of the pad between me and the metal, so it wasn't quite so like dig into me.
A little soft.
Because I'm a side or a stomach sleeper, so I just couldn't do it on my back.
I did just straight on my back. That's if I'm at night, I don't usually sleep on my back, but a nap, like a good 20-minute nap, I'm usually on my back, out and good.
Snoring.
Yep.
Sleep apnea, just like Will.
There we go. We got the make fun of Will right out of the way quick.
Wanted to get that quick.
We about lost it. We literally just came from the UConn store. You were working, and then I feel like we should explain this story.
Go for it.
Looks
I'll
like
tell whatever story you want.
Ryan might drive your car.
We'll see what happens.
So you were working. Ryan was on his way here. We're all meeting here because you were working till 7:30, and I got here around 6 to check on some stuff, drop off some product, drop off the transfer, and Ryan texts us, and he got a flat tire. I don't know if he wants us to talk about this or not, but I assume he's fine. But yeah, so he got a flat tire on the way here. Luckily, Will was coming to take over for Thomas and saw Ryan on the highway and stopped, picked him up, brought him here. And then it was so busy when they got here that Thomas, myself, and Will were all taking customers and finished that up. Ran over here, started, 8:30? Now I can't remember where I was going with that.
You missed the whole sleep apnea story.
That may be because I've been pretending like I'm not as I'm not as brain dead. I don't have key lime pie brain like you do right now, but I do. So yeah, we were all taking customers, and Thomas was talking to a couple and started talking about sleep apnea for some reason, and called Will out, who was standing over in the corner. Will about lost it.
Well, yeah, what happened was she was describing to me that she's just like struggling with energy, and I asked how her sleep was, and she says she wakes up pretty frequently, and her husband was with her, and I asked him, like, does she snore? And he said, yeah, definitely. And I was like, yeah, these are kind of starting to sound like sleep apnea symptoms, maybe something to kind of look into. And I was like, it happens, you know, just like depending upon lots of things. And I was like, you know, not referring to the lady, but I was like, sometimes like I get it just because like if you have like a thicker neck, it can kind of cause it. And then Will walks from around the corner, and I was like Will over there, he's got sleep apnea. He probably doesn't know it, but he probably does though.
He was cackling over in the corner. He had the other customer that was in the store laughing.
Will, get yourself a CPAP. You need it. Whether you know you need it or not, you need it.
He probably needs a CPAP just to eat a bagel.
Good God. What have we talked about so far? It's good stuff.
Yeah. Warehouse.
So yeah, this is exciting though. I swear.
You would just want to hold it?
Yeah, I think I do.
Listen. If you were watching the video of this,
We're having a little bit of a tough time, but we're just gonna go for it.
yeah,
I'm in on this.
yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, undo your thing. This isn't bad. But yeah, the warehouse is cool because we get to one, have a sports complex, which I think is the most important aspect of this. How many lights do you think get broken Saturday at the company event?
It depends. So Alyssa and I are going to Academy. I work until 4 on Saturday, and then we're going to run over to Academy and just buy a handful of different things. Probably, she found a basketball hoop for $100.
Love that.
We talked about getting some dodgeballs.
Ooh.
The one that is the most exciting is potentially a hockey net and some hockey sticks.
Love that. I got a stick at home. Bring the twig.
Bring it. If we
Did you get the tetherball pole?
We didn't. Haven't seen that one yet. Do they still sell those? They got those at Academy?
I hope so. We'll just cement it into the ground. We'll drill a hole. Make sure it's nice and sturdy. Ryan, you tether a lot? Big tether guy?
Oh, yeah. Elementary school, that was the only thing I was at recess.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because it's not very athletic.
I'm a big kickball guy myself.
Like kickball.
I don't know if we have enough room for kickball or not, but
That would definitely break a light.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, like a traditional kickball. Yeah, we opted for if we do get some hockey sticks. I think we're not going to do a puck because that is a surefire way
Tennis ball
to make this. Good. Yeah, tennis ball will be fine. Puck would we would have. This is a brand new warehouse, so it is. No one else has been in here.
No one else has played hockey in here yet, is what you're saying.
Yeah, that's true. No one else has done anything in here.
All I'm saying is, as I'm looking at it right now, I potentially see a pretty good, maybe wiffle ball setup.
Ooh, yep. Dude, I'm actually gonna make a note of that. I got a note.
A wiffle ball home run derby.
Have we looked into pickleball nets?
Dude, a pickleball, this would be perfect for pickleball, honestly. Like, we could tape out the floor.
I already got paddles.
Yeah.
I know Preston has paddles.
Yeah, and then we just, like, get a net. It'd be easy.
I have a Triad Sports Complex note going on my phone, and you guys.
You want to add me to it?
Yeah,
I can find quite a few ideas.
Right,
yeah.
Put tetherball.
Where there you are.
Anyway, while Kevin's doing that.
All right. Ahead. Before, I don't want to forget these ideas.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Wiffle ball.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? Pickleball.
Pickleball
Wiffle ball and pickleball. Did you get it?
Pickleball would be a big one because it's just a net. We have everything else, and you tape out the floor. They do it at Coda Norman. Shout out Coda Norman. They, in between classes, the coaches pull out pickleball nets, and then they just have it taped on the floor like permanently, and then they play pickleball. Super fun, man.
I feel like we'll end up playing one thing, but we'll just, so we do like a company event once a month, and we will go do some sort of activity, maybe Top Golf. Like our last one, we did dodgeball at the trampoline park, and then dinner over at Industry. And that ends up being with 14, 15 people. That ends up being like $700-800 for like everybody to get into the trampoline park, everyone to eat.
Yeah.
It's like, it makes sense. I mean, we've got a big enough company that supports that many people. So it's like, we've got a little bit more to be able to spend and go out with that amount of people. But it's like, man, $700-800. Like, how much stuff can we get from Academy?
Oh, yeah.
And just some pizzas?
Stuff we can keep.
I think everybody's the most excited for this company outing.
Yeah. We have a very active group.
Did you happen to see the one that I sent in the group today?
I can't remember. I probably did, but I can't remember what it was.
It was one that cost $8,000.
Oh, the laser tag?
Yeah.
Those were like paintball blow up things.
Yeah. Exactly.
Correct.
I don't see the problem here.
Dude, we could totally play paintball in here.
I said $800, not $8,000.
Yeah, but did you see my follow-up?
That you would contribute $10.
No, that was Will.
Way to go, Will.
I
I
clearly
had
went
the idea that we put together a team and then charge people to come play us to pay for it.
I like it.
Yep.
How much are we going to charge them? $8,000?
The
A person.
description for the post says you can charge up to $250 an hour.
Yeah, that was like a whole business for sale, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Wow.
So if I ever decided to sell Triad, I can just go to Facebook Marketplace, huh?
And you could just be a laser tag entrepreneur. Ooh, a laser tag entrepreneur.
That rolls right off the tongue.
Save that for a business card. Laser tag entrepreneur.
Maybe they're up to trade. Laser tag for Triad?
Yeah, I bet. How many employees do you think we ever going to have to throw in? We can lowball them, throw them Noah.
Yeah, I'm in on that.
Yeah.
They don't know the quality of every employee we've got.
No.
Just hype them up.
Yeah, and he's got stuff.
Yeah, he's good at some things.
Yeah, like he's I'll get to it.
It's funny that y'all bring him up because before sitting in the group, I said, "Hey, Noah, I got a business proposition for you."
Ran it by Noah first.
Yeah.
And so he's the one that's completely on board with it.
Yeah, so he's ready to. Well, no, he'll have to stay with Triad, so he'll be the only one who doesn't get to come.
Oh, sorry, Noah.
Yeah, everybody else gets to work for a laser tag company now.
Yeah, way cooler than supplements.
Can you imagine a bunch of laser tag employees just thrown into Triad?
Could you imagine a bunch of Triad employees thrown in a laser tag? Way to underappreciate laser tag workers. You don't know what goes into that.
I am sorry if I offended anybody. That is,
Pompous fool. My family has worked in lasers for generations. Okay? And I will not stand by while you make us seem like we don't work hard.
I do apologize.
To any laserpreneurs out there. If anybody's still listening, thank you. We could start talking about stuff that's maybe more important.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the warehouse. We started talking about the warehouse.
You know more about it than I do.
Well, got some walls.
Mm-hmm. Sure do.
Got the ceiling.
Sure do.
Got some lights.
Sure do.
It's funny, kind of waiting on things though. Is we're just because we're the first ones to move in. It was originally just there was this wall here, and then no other walls that way all the way until the end of the building. Yeah. So it's like, oh, they put a wall up. Oh, they put a bathroom in. Oh, they put an office. Oh, they put ductwork. Oh, they put lights. Oh, it's kind of cool to watch like it kind of develop because it's right here behind the UConn store, and pop in and check on it once a week. But we're all good to be moved in here. That's what the landlord said. Yeah. So we started we have a lot of things being shipped out right now. Our first couple of things showed up today. I feel like that's it's going to be really cool to release what's in the background here.
Yeah.
Not going to give any hints or anything, but it's I feel like it's a cool initial shipment. I feel like it's
super cool.
It's cool to like
crescent the warehouse with something
that's
like that.
the word I was looking for, to crescent it.
I got you.
It'll be I feel like I will remember that this is what showed up first.
I'll crescent you.
You're saying crescent?
Yeah.
I thought it was christen.
Christen?
Yeah, you christen something.
I thought it was crescent.
Someone's going to look stupid.
Oh.
Probably me.
Are we sure it's not Kristen?
I christen the warehouse. Crescent. How would you even spell that? I don't think that's how you do it. Kevin,
if you know how to pronounce it, just go ahead and pause your podcast right now and let us know, and we will
follow along, guys.
If you haven't contributed to a podcast that you've listened to, maybe give it a try. It's kind of fun.
Ryan, what did you think it was?
Christen.
Christen. Okay, hold on. that somebody is like, you idiots, it's Christen.
I've yelled it 12 times.
I found it, and it's spelled Chrisisten.
CHRI.
You said Crescent, and it sounded right, but then he said Crescent, and now that sounds more right, and that sounds like the way that it's spelled. Does it have a pronunciation on it?
Christen.
I told you guys. Turns out I was right.
Reflexive and notable characteristics.
Christen.
Christen. It is Christen. Damn. All right.
Dang.
I'll do a lap around the building once we're done.
You fucking idiot.
Here I am trying to just give you the words you need, but no, I agree. It's a good way to christen the warehouse with Define's new product.
Yeah, it's this one's is one that we've been excited for a long time.
Right.
We originally started playing around with formulas. Gosh, probably this was early on when Preston started working here, so probably close to 2 years ago, if not 2 years ago.
And here we are now, sitting with 2 pallets of Define hydrolyzed caseinate. Can you believe it?
If you can't tell by me laughing, that is dead on what it is.
My nervous laughter gave it away. People are gonna be Googling like hydrolyzed caseinate. Like, okay, do I use the intro? What do I do?
But yeah, so we've even got some triad stuff on the way that'll show up tomorrow. I think a few pallets of some cool. I think Sebum Energy, the little soda cans of energy. You got to order apparently a pallet. Everything you're doing right now, I can tell you're tired, but you're still so confident.
I feel really good about it.
Just squirt a little Gatorade water into your.
Yeah. I don't drink a lot. I don't drink a lot of neat, so like that's
this is pretty high proof too.
A little bit of water is pretty normal. I'm just happen to be squirting it. We're drinking really nice bourbon out of plastic Solo cups, and I squirted water from my Gatorade squirt bottle in there. So
yeah, for those that don't know, this
classy.
is Eagleware isn't something that you can just go pick up at a liquor store. Like this guy had to find this. Like this is something that is
it's a nice bottle.
highly sought after.
Yeah, you got me a bottle.
I did. Andrew and I did.
Yeah. That's right.
But yeah, we got some energy drinks showing up tomorrow from Sebum and Raw. We've got Alyssa's gonna be starting to come out here full time. I think she's excited to kind of have her own space and
get her own bathroom.
Got her own bathroom. That'll be nice. I think
for the rest of us, she won't listen to this.
Yeah, she won't. She listens if we're at home. She kind of listens in. She's like, I heard you guys.
I heard you guys talking about the dogs. What'd you guys say? She talk about Stella. She's pretty cute.
That's exactly what Alyssa sounds like.
That's a great impression.
I've been working on it for years.
But yeah, we'll be a lot of the stores. This might get kind of boring. I hope not, but
I'm sure people are interested.
Yeah, it's we're
they're listening. If they're this far in there, they're holding on.
That's a good point.
Yep. So appreciate you guys.
Yeah, it is what it is now. Now I feel the pressure's gone.
Yeah, I'm confident.
I know. I noticed. But we're kind of in an interesting time, an interesting transition period of distribution for the company, where Quill Springs has been our distribution store. I talked about it a little bit in the past, but a lot of orders get shipped there, and then they get dispersed out to the other 2 stores. That store is it is getting like a pallet a day right now, and it is a
lot to keep up with.
It is a lot to keep up with for the staff, the capacity of the store. Obviously, we've talked about being in storage units, and that we're at a couple right now. We've been at 3, we're down to 2, but over the summer we were looking at having to do like 4 or 5, and it's just
not worth it.
Yeah, so be getting some Triad stuff shipped out here, and we'll be doing distribution out here. One thing I'm really excited for, because I have to dolly everything to my truck and back, is I'm just going to pull right in here and load up I'm actually driving
literally.
a new vehicle. Yeah.
Literally
open
pull
the
right in here.
Open the garage and pull right in here and just load it right up.
Yeah. It would be nice. If it's raining out, you'll just be right on in, man.
Yeah.
Dang, I didn't even think about that. I should park my car in here.
Good. There's room right
Dude,
now.
if there's a hailstorm, bet. I'm gonna park my car.
Dang,
here.
that is actually a really good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what do you know? Look at that, guys.
But yeah, we have a lot of space right now, but it is going to fill up quicker than I think we are anticipating.
Always.
We've got a lot of we've got some stuff reordered. We've got probably 3 or 4 pallets of Define that's just shipped out today. Some just stuff that's already released, but just reordered coming here.
And maybe some new stuff.
We've got a handful of new things. There's one order that is placed. This won't come to fruition until several times, like a couple times throughout the year, even later this year. Like
we can't release everything at once.
Exactly. And some stuff is like currently already ordered. We'll get things at different times. Lead times for custom products typically takes a while, especially when you have totally lost my train of thought. A brand new product.
One of the worst things that we ever go through, and it will happen from time to time, is when we have a new product, we've got it in, but we haven't released it yet. Mm-hmm. That is like like I remember when Define Test came in, we had it for a while before we actually released it, just like to work on it, because we have a very extensive calendar when it comes to releasing stuff. Like we're always trying to have something new being released all the time, whether it's Triad or Define or something. And it's like we had too many things kind of stack up at once, and we had already placed the order to like make sure that we had everything, and we had received Define Test prior, I think it was like a couple months before we were actually going to release it and sell it. And I remember people coming in and just being like, I'm really looking for a test booster that's got this, and this. And they were like describing Define Test. I'm like, go! Like, it's in the back of the store right now, but I can't sell it to you. Yeah. Maybe just hold off for just a little bit.
Just go low T for a little while.
Yeah, just low T it,
Yeah,
Uncle T's a little low. That's all right.
T. We had it's such an interesting thing, man, because like again, lead times for like making your own products, because they're like, if you're doing like a pill like that, like our capsule, it's like they're having to order all the raw ingredients, enough of everything, and time it up. You've obviously got to design and order labels separately from a company, have those shipped to the manufacturer, and then they've got to throw this in the lineup of everything else that they're making. We've had products. This is the thing that makes us order early. Is we had one product. This was a reorder. It took us damn near 6 months to get it one time. Oof. And so we're looking at old Define Test is getting closer and closer to running out, and we want to time up and release new Define Test because just wanted to make some updates to the ingredients. The new stuff is really good. I've been taking it for a while, and it's I'll spare the details, but I'm enjoying it. Ew. What details are you thinking of?
I don't know.
I feel better in the gym, Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we got to time it up because it's like we don't want to run out of the old Define Test and not have new. We want to release it when the old stuff runs out. So how do you anticipate? It's like, man, it could take a month. It could take 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
So luckily, we constantly are we work with multiple different manufacturers, so we can kind of bounce around a little bit if we need to. If people have different lead times, if people are starting to really just like drop the ball a little bit, we can maneuver things around a little bit. But so Define Test, it's like, man, I'd rather have it 2 months early than 2 months late.
Yeah.
So,
and this was actually the time that I'm referencing was when we first got the original formula of Define Test.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And people were looking for stuff, and I was like, oh man, you have no idea how bad I want to just tell you, like, yeah, we've got exactly what you're looking for, man. It's sitting in the back right now. Brutal. So I didn't even have like original Define Test to like recommend. Like I was like, there's options, and I showed him some good stuff, but it was like, man, I was really excited for Define Test, and that was like that was a tough time when it was just sitting in the back waiting.
Yeah, that's a good point though. Is like sometimes we hold on to things because you release, if you're going to do 3 new products throughout the year, but you have to order them all at the same time for a number of different reasons.
Right.
You release them back to back to back, and then you've got the rest of the year where you're releasing nothing, and there's no attention. There's it's hard to like keep the hype, and then overlapping those things too much is you get so hyped up on the first one that releases, and then you almost don't even notice the second one, and it's just almost too much.
Yeah, right.
It's good to space them out. It's kind of funny how that works, but
because I think we were releasing like Hydrate during that time, and I think we were releasing something else, and so it just
released around the same time.
That's what I thought it was Multi, and so it's like Multi and Hydrate came out around the same time, so it was like it didn't make sense to like release all three, so we had to kind of stagger them in a way that made sense, but that required us to kind of hold on to a couple products for an extended period of time before we were actually putting it out on the shelves and stuff. I mean, case in point, this right here.
That one will be nice. This one gets to release from the time we release this podcast, I think 2 weeks, maybe 3. I'm gonna say 3 just in case, but maybe 2. Yeah.
Dang! Define hydrolyzed caseinate comes out in 2 to 3 weeks. That's so dope.
That would be kind of dope to have some hydrolyzed caseinate.
I think that's a little niche of a product.
I would take it.
Yeah. I get it. John Burroughs.
John Burroughs. Who is that?
Am I thinking the wrong name?
John Meadows?
John Meadows. There you go.
I thought we were talking maybe about a customer from S2. John Meadows.
John Meadows.
Very smart dude.
Yeah, very smart dude. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Yeah. He was a big hydrolyzed caseinate guy.
That's right. He did hype that up quite a bit. Mm-hmm. I remember hearing about that from Peyton.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was supposed to be the like BCAA EAA killer.
Yeah, I've actually never tried it. It's
super expensive. That's the problem. Is it's like your intro would be $90.
Oof. Because
it takes so much of a process to get, because you have to think like the fat layers and the things that you're going to have on casein to get all the way. So you're essentially isolating the casein. So it's an isolated casein and then a hydrolyzed isolate casein. And so like once you stripped everything from it, it's like super, super fast digesting amino acids.
It's still just those strands.
But it's essentially the speed of digestion that you'd get from BCA, EAA, but the strength of protein.
So it'd still be like all your EAAs.
Yeah, but it is a full protein amino acid profile, but digesting at the speed of BCAAs or EAAs.
Have you ever tried it? I'm wondering what the consistency of it would be.
I think it's probably a little creme.
Yeah.
But it's super expensive because it's like the processing that goes into it is so extensive.
Yeah.
It would be like, the idea was that would be the ideal like intra workout.
Does casein have, obviously whey has a very solid amino acid profile. Do you know what the amino acid profile on casein is compared to whey?
I think it's decently close. I don't know off the top of my head, but I think it like...
You got to assume it'd be similar because they're both coming from milk.
Right, exactly. It's like they're both milk products in that sense. So I think the idea is it's like a step... It'd probably be like a step above EAAs, a step below drinking like an isolate intra workout for like anti-catabolism and like actually activating an anabolic state. But I don't think it would. It's just like one of those things where it's like to get that smidge of a difference, like,
is it worth the extra $40-$50?
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah. I know some people that'll do an isolate intra workout.
A lot of people do.
A lot of people?
Yeah. I mean, like people who are, I think when you're talking like when margins make a difference.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's a good point. I don't think that's ever, I do BCAAs. I eat before and after my workout though.
Yeah. So
yeah. And
I can understand especially like fasted cardio hitting something. But I think the other thing too is like EAAs have like, also we've seen more and more studies that EAAs are stronger than we kind of originally anticipated versus branch chains. And so you get quite a bit more out of them in most cases of like actually getting you across the threshold into like muscle protein synthesis as opposed to just like keeping you from like that anti-catabolism like we're saying.
Okay. Do you do EAAs?
I don't do anything.
Don't do BCAAs. Don't take supplements.
Yeah. Supplements? Nah. Ew, they're gross.
There was that big argument a few years ago on BCAAs versus EAAs. That was just everybody. I get so polarized. It's like,
well, like the thing is like they essentially accomplish the same task that we are selling and recommending EAA slash BCAAs for. So they're almost kind of like indifferent. The only time where I'm like, hey, you should probably do an EAA versus a BCAA is like, I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I immediately go do cardio. I eat nothing until afterwards. It's like, cool, let's get you into the threshold.
That's exactly
Outside of
that's
that,
exactly what I
who
recommend
cares?
EAAs over BCAAs for. Otherwise, I mean, they're in the same section of the store, and someone's like, "Should I do EAAs or BCAAs?" I'm taking them during my workout in the afternoon. I'm like,
Whatever's cheaper.
yeah, that's a good way to go.
And, well, that's the other thing too. Is like they're not that different in price. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, we have seen some EAAs become like they used to be a little bit more expensive, but now
Yeah.
they seem to be close to the same price.
they seem to be a little bit harder to flavor, which I think is another factor. Like if you taste test isoaminos versus like raw EAAs, like I like raw EAAs, but isoaminos taste like flipping Kool-Aid.
Shout out Man Sports.
Dude, yeah. Steve Salmon. Sorry. He's not watching.
No, I doubt it. That'd be really funny if he was.
Hey, he probably appreciate it.
I was gonna, yeah. He's either you appreciate that or hate that.
I don't know. He's some chill guy.
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
He's a very cool guy, actually.
What was I gonna say? Something about BCAAs. I can't remember.
BCAAs are such an interesting topic to bring up because they are an ultra popularized supplement that I think on like the hierarchy of needs is like there. Maybe not needs, but like hierarchy of like benefit. They're definitely there, but I wouldn't consider them to be super high, but they are so popular.
Yeah.
Like I have so many people that ask about branch chains or that hear they should be taking branch chains. And I guess there's multiple ways to use them. Like I understand the post-workout branch chain thing, like while not necessarily ideal to my opinion, like it's a whole lot better. It's still better than nothing. Like
yeah, for sure.
so, but they are something that like I feel like I talk about a multitude versus other things, which is really interesting. Is a multitude of times that I talk about branch chains or EAAs when it comes to people who are like, oh, I need this and I need this and I need this, and it's always kind of interesting to me that it's like, it's interesting that falls into the category of need for a lot of people. When they come in.
Yeah, it is just a common supplement that like it seems like a lot of people are recommending. So I think,
And there's nothing wrong with them, especially like if you are trying to stay anabolic and like you want something to flavor your water sometimes, like go for it. Amino acids are great. Like go for it.
but protein we would prioritize protein way over BCAAs or EAAs.
1,000%.
Yeah.
1,000%.
Yeah, it's if you're needing a BCAA EAA product, you should. I mean, it should be like you should have.
I don't consider
Diet.
it a protein replacement.
Yeah, diet and protein and all that should be pretty set in place, and you're just filling some small gaps with that typically, or hitting a point where you just cannot. Like I know I've recommended, like you said, fasted cardio, like or like I've done like people that are working out first thing in the morning. It's like if you can't eat any food or get a protein shake, if you're going into like a weight training on an empty stomach, like at least drink some BCAAs or EAAs if like you can't, like if nothing else sits well in your stomach.
Yeah. And I've also done it from time to time. If I do, I'll hit it during like jujitsu and stuff like that, where I know I'm going to be like pretty intensely working out for like 2 straight hours.
Yeah.
It's like I'm going to be pretty catabolic throughout this.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter what I eat before. Like I'm going to be, by the end of it, I'm going to be pretty catabolic. Like
Yeah.
I'm going to be burning through everything.
I do. Again, I eat before and after my workout. And
you don't work out as hard as I do, so. Ew.
Sorry.
Ew.
I regret
A
that.
guest might have to use that microphone someday. Now nobody wants to be on the show.
No, I use the blue one.
The cord is not always attached to the microphone.
You don't know that. You
Yeah,
don't.
I do. I help break it down. Unlike you leave.
I'm sorry. I'll disinfect this.
Ryan's not a fan of this episode.
No.
Good news. We are barely over 30 minutes in.
We'll see if we make it 2 hours this time.
It's going to be good, guys.
I
I feel like we got some interesting stuff there.
one point that we almost skipped over, but for the Define warehouse and all the stuff that we're ordering, we got on our BCAEA tangent. All the stuff we're ordering, obviously a lot of new stuff this year. It'll be spaced out, and like the orders have been spaced out, but there is one order in there I'm not going to tell you what it is, but we just placed an order for some Define products that will be 13 pallets. Maybe 14.
What?
And that's
the crazy. That is I think it's really interesting because I think we obviously have the perspective, and people who work at the company have the perspective. But that is something we have never even really come close to experiencing in that sense.
no. We've gotten an 8 pallet order a couple of times,
Right.
but 13. We've never been in double digits.
Well, and the other thing is, no, I think it will give too much away. But it will be, especially for something that's essentially new in that sense. Like that's a boatload for something that like we're just releasing,
I know what
as
you're saying.
opposed to something that like we've reordered for the 6th time and it's popular.
That's
and,
a good
we know
point.
we're gonna sell it.
That's a good point. Our 8 pallet order was reorders of Ways, and those are big
Right.
tubs.
We've had those for how many years?
Right. This is primarily a new order.
Right. We had those when I worked for the company back in the day, and then left, and then came back, and we still have those.
OG products.
Yeah.
Can you name all the OG products?
I'm going to start out with the hard ones to knock them out. I'm going to go men's and women's thermo, sleep.
Okay, so you're doing even the discontinued ones.
Oh, yeah.
All right, down.
Yeah. All the OGs, bro. Define a blend, which came in carrot cake. I'm going to come back to that. Define isolate, which came in watermelon fruit punch and strawberry kiwi.
Brought back the strawberry kiwi.
Yeah,
Popular demand. That was one of the quickest selling products we had back in the day, so we brought
Super
that one
good.
back.
We had Define Pre at the time, lemon drop,
Lemonade.
Yeah, and the big tubs.
And fruit punch.
And fruit punch. I forgot about fruit punch. I liked fruit punch.
Let's pause for a second because you say big tubs. I don't think people realize how big of tubs these pre-workouts came in.
We've talked about this before, but
Probably.
the freaking goofiest. These were the dorks.
The same size tub that a 2-pound tub of protein comes in.
You want to throw that in your gym bag? No, you don't.
Someone was actually accidentally taking it after their workout because they thought it was protein at one point. They like won it at a competition, so we didn't get to like explain what it was, and they just.
I mean, I get it. Why would you think anything else is in a frickin' protein? It's in a frickin' protein tub.
like, oh yeah, I feel great. I've got lots of energy after my workout.
Like a legit protein tub. Like it looked, if I'm remembering correctly, and I might be misremembering, but it looked like what the new old run of Define isolate tubs looked like.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. So if you bought a Define
Like the
isolate
rounded tubs.
if you bought a Define isolate tub 6 months ago, that's what they look like.
Dude, ridiculous. Like not even a Core Pro tub. Like not even a short one. Like it was in a full blown freaking 2-pound protein tub. Oh.
Those were tough to explain.
Yeah. Took up a lot of shelf space too.
It stood out on the shelf.
Sure did. Yep.
That was when most pre-workouts
She was not the belle of the ball though.
That was when most pre-workouts were in a tub smaller than this cup.
For real though.
Smaller than a solo cup.
Yeah, because like you weren't seeing high levels of pump ingredients. Like it was just mostly stimulants is what people cared about. And so it was just like these tiny little like megawatt tubs next to our fucking 2-pounder.
Dude, I bet if you released that today and called it something like something stupid like King Kong Pre or something,
It'd probably do well.
it would probably do well.
Yeah.
Like it's so much we couldn't fit it in a pre-workout size tub. Like just owned it, but we didn't anticipate that. We didn't know we were gonna get that. We didn't know it was gonna be like that until we got it.
Folks, this is why you work with reputable manufacturers.
Yes.
All of you other protein manufacturers out there.
Don't learn the lessons that we've learned.
But I'm trying to remember because this is actually kind of tough right now. The blend flavors. I remember carrot cake for sure, but it was colored like red velvet cake. It was like blood red. We love that. We love that for carrot
Another
cake.
mistake on that first run.
A little bit of a
The
misstep.
ingredients on all these products were solid.
They were
Like,
great for the time, especially like the
tubs,
The pre-workout was great for the time.
Yeah, absolutely. The tubs, the flavoring, the coloring, all a little. That's where it got wonky.
things got a little fishy.
Yep.
What were the other flavors of a blend? That's the thing I'm getting stuck on because we
Super
started
simple.
with that and chocolate and vanilla.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Mhm.
But the carrot cake was super tasty. Like it honestly was. But if it was, the problem was when it was like, because we wet sample quite a bit for anybody who's been in the store, but if you mix it up and it was just this so freaking like this color red almost, it's like in no way did it look like carrot cake.
The thing was, it was even more red than red velvet cake should be.
Yeah,
like it was slightly a little bit too red for like it maybe
It was
pass as red.
crimson.
Yeah. OU carrot cake.
Literally. And it was just like, that's carrot cake? And you're like, yeah. If we would have just, because it was cream cheese forward, I remember that. So it was like, if it would have just been named red velvet cake, I think it would have been really popular for
Yeah.
and not that it wasn't necessarily popular for us,
Dude,
but it would have been like, that makes sense.
The potential of that product was really high because we got the like samples from the manufacturer on this carrot cake, and it came in like a little like small pre-workout sized tub, and
Unlike, so our protein at this time came in small pre-workout sized tubs, but our pre-workout came in large protein sized tubs for everybody keeping up at home.
classic mix-up.
Tell you what, if I had a nickel.
So this was obviously just the samples that we got to test the flavors, but the color on it was spot on. Like I was like, that color is carrot cake. It was like an orangey, like a light orangey, but like not see-through orange. Like obviously like more of like a creamy kind of
like a lake water, like a Oklahoma red dirt water. Yeah, like it would just look like someone took a bottle of water out of Lake Thunderbird.
Dead on.
Shout out Lake Thunderbird. Yeah, it was very appetizing.
That product that had so much potential. That sample, that first sample was so perfect. Maybe one day.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? I think it's interesting.
Yeah.
It's really funny now that we're kind of thinking back because this is something that we've kind of brought up, and I'm a little tipsy, so I won't call out names or anything, but I do think it's funny because this is a conversation that we had the other day. Is we've reached a stage in this company where newer employees are trying to recommend things that we've done in the past that didn't work out. Right. And it's such an interesting time because we know what it's like. And, you know, I know I was there for a time at the beginning. I haven't been around the whole time, but I was there for certain times when we had certain things.
But even when you weren't around, you were my roommate.
Right.
So it's like you saw things step by step.
You're right.
I think we should talk about this example because I'm fired up about it.
So first and foremost, I think it's important to start with our history because we started at S2. And one of the things I will say, when working at S2, we wore black polos. And black polos seem like a great idea.
They look slick.
They do. They look slick until you open any tub of protein. And for anybody who knows, like that comes in the store for sampling or whatever, I was telling somebody the other day that I sample between like wet sampling and baggy, like dry sampling in a day. I probably sample 10, 12 times easily. Like that's like a no problem for me. And you can tell, I think the tablecloth is a perfect representation because I'm looking at this tablecloth and I'm seeing all the like drip marks and I'm seeing the powder marks and stuff that are on here. Yeah, I don't know if you can pick that up. We got a new lens,
trying.
so I don't know. But the problem is the polo looks great until you open a tub of protein or pre-workout or whatever, and then it just sticks to you and you can't get it off. And it's just like you get covered in white specks or whatever color stuff that you're opening, and it just it makes the polo look gross.
Mm-hmm. And it's, every time you open up a tub of anything, like you don't realize how much powder comes out of a tub when you just like open the lid.
Open a megawatt and try not to sneeze.
Yeah. And it's just every time it gets on your shirt, on your polo, and you wipe it off, first few times, not a big deal. But then it starts to like coat and starts to get sticky.
Yeah, because you sweat a little bit too, so it just starts to cook in there.
So we went opposite end of the spectrum when we opened Triad because black shows powder, so we did white.
Right.
Looked slick with some gray khakis though.
Sure does.
White with a little bit of gray with the Triad gray and orange logo.
What are the problems with the white polos though?
When you wet sample, and especially anything red,
And
You
a
don't
droplet gets on you.
Same thing with the powder, as liquid with the powder. When you open up a wet sand, like if you like mix something up and it's red and you pop that lid open, there are way more little droplets of red
you have
liquid
ever
than
imagined.
you can ever imagine, and it adds up quickly.
Sure does.
That
And those white polos, especially if your name is Chad Miller, do not stay white for long. Not long at all. Them things get grungy.
just generally, if you're a sweaty boy, that
Well,
thing is
like-
gonna turn pretty yellow.
And I think it's not like, I'm not calling anybody out because I do the same thing. It's like, I'll be damned if I wash my polo every time I wear it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I will go a week without washing my
I mean,
polo.
you work like a 6-hour shift or even sometimes a 4-hour shift, and it's like you throw your polo on for a minute, and
I
then
keep my polo at the store usually, so I
Yeah.
like wear street clothes and change into it, take it off.
I do
whenever
the same. I do the same thing with my khakis too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, same. I wear this is what I wore into work after my event today.
What kind of shirt is that?
So I'm glad you asked that question.
I knew you
because
would be.
It's a shirt coat. It's a short. It's a shoat, right?
A
So
shoat?
it is a. Check this out.
Wow.
Tell you what. So it's kind of like this.
For those that aren't watching, he just opened that up like Superman.
Tell you what. Not allowed to go shirtless under it. Laurel told me so.
Them's the rules.
That's them's the rule. Unless I'm not in public, and then it's okay. She likes to be able to. But it is a fleece-lined shirt, but it's like a button-up, but it's snapped. But it is to be worn. You can wear it. I've worn it with nothing underneath, but I've also worn it over stuff. It's actually surprisingly warm because of like the fleece. But it also has like pockets, and when I say pockets, I mean like coat pockets on it. Like it's got. Get your hand in there, Kevin. Get on in there.
Oh,
Boy.
that's a big pocket.
Tell you what.
Yeah.
Feel this fleece.
Fit a whole bag of popcorn in there.
Dude, feel it. Feel this. Ooh.
Oh, that's soft.
Dude, super nice, right? Yeah, Eddie Bauer. I'm a gold member, not to brag, but it was on clearance and they had a discount.
Big,
And then,
big Spaghetti Bauer fan.
dude, I have been from time to time. They make talls for anybody I've talked to in the past. They know, like anybody in the store, I've explained my situation. But they,
Long torso.
yeah, this is normally like, I kid you not, this is normally like, I think $80 to $100 for this. This shout, right? They had it on clearance, 60% off, in a 3X tall. Lord provide for me. A 3X tall, right? And then they did an additional, hear me out. They did an additional 50% off of the clearance price. So $100 down, 60% off down to $40. Then it was 50% off of that down to $20. And you bet your ass I had a $10 gift certificate. This is $10.
So they paid you $10 to take that.
This cost me $10, and I'm a gold member, so I got free shipping. Not to brag. I've worn it a lot. It's actually very cozy.
You are probably the most experienced bargain shopper I know.
Dude, man, you got to get it done how you get it done. Laurel and I are going on a cruise, and so the cruise lines will try to scare you and tell you that they'll leave you behind if you don't come back. So you a lot of times book the excursion through the cruise line because
They will.
Have you been left?
I haven't personally, but I've been on a cruise where someone was left.
Dang. See, but here's the thing. Here's where I got smart. Okay, Ryan, stick with me. So Laurel and I are going on a cruise to Alaska. It's going to be incredible. Super excited. And we are doing a helicopter tour, which leads to like some dog sledding and all sorts of stuff. But big brain Tommy over here, you know what I did? I started looking up pictures from the cruise line for the helicopter tour that they offer, right? Got the name of the company off the side of the helicopter, contacted them directly.
So they didn't list the name purposefully.
Right, I'm sure they don't. Yeah, they don't tell you who's going to do it.
They got the picture at the helicopter.
They got the picture of the helicopter, and the helicopter has the business name on it, right? So I call him, and I'm like, hey, this is kind of our first time booking off cruise. And he goes, well, this is what I have to tell you. The other people on the helicopter with you booked through the cruise, so they're not going to leave them behind.
Yeah, I say that, and I think we've been, my family, we've been on 9 cruises, and we've never booked through the cruise ship.
Right. Dude, 50% off.
Dang.
Literally half the cost. And this is expensive. We're going all out for this. This is $1,000 excursion. This is $500 if you book straight through the
So the cruise line is making as much as the excursion company
to make a phone call.
to make a phone call.
To just book you through it.
Jeez.
But I can understand, like, if and this is what these people do. Like, this is like all they almost probably exclusively work through the cruise line, like, experience. And so they're like, oh, we'll get you back. Like, we'll get you back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like most of those companies, their reputation's on the line if they don't get you back.
Right.
Just because they are also working with the cruise. But a majority of the time, that extra money you're paying is if for some reason your car broke down getting back to the cruise.
Right.
Carnival's calling them like, hey, where's this person at? And then they're in charge of it, and the ship will wait for you then.
Right.
But like if you happen to book through that same company and for some reason no one else in your car is with the cruise, you might get left.
Yeah.
But that's the nice thing is, like, at least for this one specifically, and why we did this one is the place that we go was literally across the street from the dock. Like, it's like the people comment that it's like, oh, you just walk literally less than 10 minutes, right? And so ours is kind of in the morning. So it's like we're supposed to get back at 4:00 and we don't leave dock until 10 p.m. So it's like, what are we getting? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like, for us, which is $1,000 a person, what it would normally be, it's $500 a person now. And it's like, that's literally just saved us literally $1,000 to like not book it through that.
Yeah.
So listen here, you bunch of cruise lines. I ain't scared of you. I ain't scared of none of you. I'll drive to the, if you leave me, I will drive to the next dock that you're going to, and I'll get back on the damn boat.
I mean, I get that. That's like how many people
fear
are
mongering.
Yeah.
It's fear mongering.
Like, I mean, I guess I understand, like, how many people, like a cruise, like, stops at multiple places. I mean, its route, and you have hundreds of people on a cruise. Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Thousands?
It's probably, what would you say, Ryan? 1,000 people on a cruise? More? 2,000? 1,000? 2,000?
I think you're looking at like 6,000 plus.
Yeah.
Whoa. So, like,
Yeah, you've never been on a cruise, have you?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's a carnival.
Good one. I don't get it. I haven't been on a cruise.
Yeah. I know.
But yeah, you got 6,000 people and they all get off the boat. Like, imagine like having to wait, like, oh, so and so's still out shopping.
Yeah, like, oh, someone got kidnapped. Like,
Dude, I bet people get left all the time.
I bet.
It's not as much as you'd think.
Really?
Like I said, I'd say that it's happened on one of our cruises, but I want to say I might be just mistaken for something I might have seen on Facebook or not. I know it does happen.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
it's
But does it? Maybe they just tell you. Or here's my thought. I think even if I book through the cruise, they still leave me. Like, we're not waiting for this.
Yeah, it doesn't make any difference at all.
Right. Like,
I doubt it because you're looking at a lawsuit there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Do you
that's
read
potential.
the fine print?
My mom
Dude, I
does,
bet those cruise companies have a budget set up for lawsuits.
probably.
Oh, they
But-
definitely.
Yeah.
do.
I just looked up the average cruise holds about 3,000 guests.
Wow.
And
Jeez.
typically, from my understanding, every cruise line has about one employee to one guest.
Really?
Yep.
One employee per guest?
Nearly. And it's more so just because there's 13, 15, however many floors for guests. There's
Yeah.
nearly that as much below deck that you'll never see.
Yeah,
How
that's
is
what
that-
I was
It's-
going to say.
How is
Working
that
in the engine
profitable?
room. I mean, it's because they're making that much money on the.
cruises.
Jeez.
But
Dude,
also, the employees aren't getting paid nearly what they should, probably.
Yeah. Yeah. No minimum wage at sea,
But
huh?
there's not a minimum wage, but then also they're getting their living paid for, their food paid for, everything like that. So.
them damn international waters laws. You work in international waters, you get paid 78 cents an hour.
They tell you, hey, you make $8 an hour here at port, but as soon as they get out there, they switch,
That's
put a little
right.
switcheroo on you. Bam. That's true. Yeah, I guess they're paying for living and food and everything, so that they could. These employees can probably get by with with less pay.
Yeah, I think it's. I think some people they make a profit on. They will not make a profit on me. They will
That's
not.
true. Yeah, they're making $500 per excursion.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think. Well, and
That's
I
how
don't
they-
even mean that. I'm gonna eat my weight in eggs Benedict from the breakfast buffet, and they're not getting their money back.
Oh, I love me some eggs Benedict.
Tell
dude.
you what, man, and they just dish them suckers out. Just
Mm.
ooh, I'm gonna be like, you know what? Today for breakfast, I'm gonna have 7 eggs Benedict. It's gonna be a good time. And then I'm gonna go barf in the pool.
Dude, can you imagine for a second though being left like you're on a cruise and just being left somewhere though? I'm still stuck on this. What are you laughing at?
When you started, no, I can't. This one's too bad. This one's too dumb. Keep going.
I'll ask you after, I guess.
Okay. Could you imagine being Mr. Benedict? Just imagine.
Picture this. United States, brand new. You're Arnold.
Arnold Benedict.
Wait, what's his name? Oh gosh, Benedict.
We're moving on. Ryan, cut this out.
Who's Arnold Benedict?
I have no idea. I've never heard that name. Ryan, have you ever heard of Arnold Benedict?
I have no clue what y'all are talking about.
Yeah.
You guys just don't know U.S. history like I do.
Sorry, yeah. He's a
brother to Benedict.
Yeah, he was a founding cousin.
You know, we've had our fair share of sleep-deprived episodes. This might take the cake.
Oh, man. It's okay. Ryan, what's our viewership like per episode anymore? We've been keeping up with that?
This one, everyone left at 13 minutes.
We haven't even released it yet.
Weird. No, I honestly haven't checked in the last few episodes, so I'm not sure.
I haven't checked in a while either. Probably in the billions.
What are you guys talking about?
Anyway,
back to cruise ships. I slightly misspoke. It looks like you're looking at like 2 to 4 passengers per crew member, so you're still over 1,000
That's
people.
still
but
nuts.
Yeah,
though.
it's still a whole, but it's 4,000 depending upon the size of the boat.
And the average for a U.S. at least employee, you're looking at about 50,000 a year.
Wow. I bet that's such a fun. I obviously there's like I'm sure there's downsides that I don't consider, but like talk about how we talk about having to be up all the time and having to be like super energetic and excited. Imagine working on a cruise ship. Imagine you're like 6th month in on a cruise ship, and I've seen things where they talk about how like when you work on a cruise ship, you work like 12, 13 days straight before you get a day off, and they just have like they work a regular schedule, but it's like you work a bunch during that time. And it's like imagine your 13th day and it's like some like Karen coming to the coffee bar and be like, my latte didn't have enough sweetener in it.
Yeah, dude, I bet there's a lot of those too.
Yeah.
Well, you just got to think everyone's on vacation, so they think everything's going to be perfect for them. And it's like one thing goes wrong.
That is, I love cruises. Yeah. I say that I've been on one cruise, but I love cruises. But the worst part of cruises, hands down, is the entitlement of other passengers.
Yeah.
You will see people who like, I remember one time, keep in mind, 3,000 to 4,000 people on a boat. There is one main pool, right, in the middle of the boat, right? And from there, there's the deck that the pool is on, and then there's an upper deck, right? There are 2 staircases from that deck to the deck above, right? And somebody is literally, I remember this happening, and I was furious. Somebody is stopped, hands on both rails, talking to somebody on the upper deck as they're walking up the stairs, just blocking every other person from going up and down the stairs. And I'm talking like there's 30 people on these stairs. Like there's so many people going up and down. This cruise to the Caribbean. Like everyone's in the pool. Everybody's like, there's food down here, but there's seating up here. And like, so it's like you might be going down to get food, or you might be going down to get to the pool or go to get a drink or whatever. And it's like this person just is literally stopped. And you're like, this is the problem, is it's like everybody is on vacation. And like, while I get they want to have fun, there is like an entitlement factor that is just rough to deal with sometimes. As another passenger, let alone a crew member or somebody working.
I feel like it's a classic, like I'm on vacation. I'm not going to stress about it, like making you mad. It's like I don't know if you know this, but I am also on vacation right now.
And I'm sitting there like, hey, butthole, move. like, and don't get me wrong, like the 99% of it was overly positive. But that was one of the things that I noticed where you're just like people just being like,
I'm on vacation.
Do people on cruises they've got obviously like the chairs and or like the I don't know what you
Like
call them, the
pool
pool chairs,
chairs, like
yeah,
lay down things.
lay down, yeah, the
Loungers.
lay down things. I think that's correct.
I'll take it.
Do people on cruises do they save those with their towels?
100%.
Mm-hmm.
So Alyssa and I did our honeymoon. This was about a year and a half ago. We went to Cabo, and that pissed us off so much because they've got a big pool that kind of like wraps around, and it's got all these little sections and everything. And there's so many of those lay down chairs all around the pool, and everybody goes like first thing in the morning and puts towels out on them to save them, because like they want to have like a spot when they go to the pool later. So then Alyssa and I go to the pool, like maybe after breakfast or something, and there are literally no chairs, but because they're all taken up by towels. Less than half of them are being used, but they all have towels on them. It's like, guys, we wouldn't need to save them. There are enough chairs for people that are wanting to use the pool.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have to save them. I promise.
Literally.
If nobody just I saw a video one time of it was like hotel staff like taking towels and like crap and like just like taking it and just throwing it off to the side, and just I was like, hell yes.
Yeah.
I was so hyped about that.
My favorite's because you get the families that have like 6-8 people, and it's like little Timmy needs a chair. It's like little Timmy's gonna come up to your chair for 5 seconds and
He's
sit on
gonna
the
be
end
in
of
the
your own
pool.
table and go right back to the pool slide to
Right.
slide down 16 million more times.
Right.
Exactly. He doesn't need a chair.
Right. Whenever I was on the cruise, what I found whenever somebody's stuff was on a chair, I'd like to just throw it into the ocean. Or if I didn't like the food, just threw it in the ocean.
I like that strategy. I'm gonna do this next time I
It
go on
seemed really
vacation.
good. Someone was sitting in my chair. I threw them into the ocean.
Nice.
I heard about that one.
It's great. Like
The throw it in the
Guy
ocean method.
Fieri's burger bar. Ugh, this mushroom burger wasn't that great. Here you go, dolphins.
That one's inside.
No, not on my cruise.
It has the outdoor deck as well.
Yeah, it was right by the pool, so it was like it had an overhang, but it was like almost like a Chipotle line.
On my last one, it was on deck 5, and it didn't have a.
Oh, Mars was right by the pool. That's nice. Guy Fieri's burger bar, though.
Guy Fieri is the Ferrari of Fieris. Did you know that?
Or is he the Fieri of Ferraris?
Oh, fuck. I think you're right.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for anybody who knows me intimately, which you do, obviously. Our cruise to Alaska has a hot dog restaurant. Oh, daddy. It's going to be a problem.
I gave up hot dogs for Lent.
Dude, dang, man. I could never. Honestly, I could never.
Thomas is obviously a big hot dog fan. I told this story to you the other day, but I've got to share it again. Alyssa grew up in a Catholic grade school. So
She grew up in a Catholic grade school
yep,
the whole time?
raised by nuns.
Wow. Can you believe it?
So has like she just kind of gets a giggle out of like Catholic traditions and stuff like that. She like woke up one morning. She's like, it's the first day of Lent. What are you giving up? And I'm like, I grew up Lutheran and I never gave up anything for Lent. I'm like,
Never
first,
gave up anything.
you never gave up anything?
No.
Mm.
Go ahead.
Good for you.
Go on.
And I panicked, and first thing came in my head was hot dogs. So I gave hot dogs.
Could never.
And a couple
That
days.
would be the equivalent of me being like, I'm gonna give up turkey, taco turkey, and rice and peppers.
I could never.
Yeah, I get it. Kill me now.
So a few days later, I take the dogs on the walk in the mornings, and it was warm outside. And I come back in after walking the dogs, and I go, my classic. Anytime it's hot out, I go, hot dogs coming in the house.
Uh-oh.
Alyssa looks at me. She's like, you gave that up for Lent. Oh
no. Classic Lent jokes.
Yep.
Thanks for sticking around, folks. Really appreciate you.
If there's anybody out there
Still around.
this could be our best one. You know, Michael Jordan's Fever game.
Michael Jordan's what game?
No, flu game.
What did you say?
Fever game. It was actually.
I thought you said Hunger Game for a second.
No, but it was. I think it was actually food poisoning.
Mm-hmm.
Speculation,
Okay.
not proven.
Yeah. Ryan, what do you think? Give this episode a scale of 1 to 10.
I'll just keep that to myself.
Come on.
It's just different. I
Let it
feel like.
rip. Let it rip, Ryan. Be real.
We're sitting at like a 5 maybe.
That's okay. Hey, I'll take a 5. I've gotten worse
I'm
scores.
down. Yeah, true.
Honestly.
True. That is an F, technically.
Yeah, but I always ask for a rating in whatever I do.
How do we improve?
How do we improve, Ryan?
I think we hit up Janna.
Brian, please share that story because I think it's
I have
super-
to find it first.
Yeah, please. It should be pretty
See if anybody
shallow
wants-
in the group text. We'll see if you guys are interested in having this on the podcast next time.
So,
Oh, the emails you've been getting.
yeah.
Kevin was like, "Who the
Mind
fuck
you,
is
my
Janna?"
email's set
What
up
else you gonna go
to
for it?
my name's Kevin on my email. That way, anyone who contacts about the podcast contacts like it's Kevin.
All
Been
of my
impersonating me.
emails are under Kevin.
Does everybody do this?
Hey, Kevin, I have a proposition for you that you can't refuse.
Mm.
Well, you technically can, but where's the fun in that? I have a guest that's so amazing, he can make a sloth excited about writing a book.
Oh my gosh.
His name is Vikrant Shurar?
Oh,
I'm not-
Vikrant Shurar.
I think
I'm not
that's,
quite sure I got that name right.
I bet you got it 100% correct.
AKA the Book Whisperer.
Ooh.
AKA the CEO of Authors on a Mission. AKA the guy who has helped thousands of people become best-selling authors. And if you don't believe me, you can totally Google him, but be prepared to fall down a rabbit hole of awesomeness.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I don't go around rabbit holes.
I don't know if I'm prepared.
Vikrant has so much knowledge of writing bestsellers that he can make a pencil feel like a published author.
Oh.
He's even written a #1 best-selling book called How to Write a Bestseller.
I doubt it.
If you invite him on your podcast, he can talk about all sorts of magical things like how to use AI to write a book in just 10 minutes, how to make your book a #1 bestseller, and how to use your book to get 10 plus clients per month.
Wow.
So, are you interested in having him as a guest on your podcast? If you say no, we might just have to send you a unicorn to change your mind.
Oh my gosh.
Cheers, Janna. P.S. If you're not interested at the moment, just reply with no thanks and we won't send the unicorn, but you'll be missing out on a magical experience, just saying.
So you opted for the unicorn, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, so I didn't reply and she started messaging us again.
Mhm.
Nice.
The
This is-
follow up.
This is where it gets better.
Mm.
Hey, Kevin. I hope this email finds you well and is in good spirits.
Mhm.
I just wanted to follow up on my previous email about Vikrant, whatever his last name is.
Shurar.
Yep.
CEO of Authors on a Mission
Mm.
and the Book Whisperer, aka the man who can make a word salad sound like a gourmet dish. In addition
So
to all
creative.
the book writing secrets that he has up his sleeve, I wanted to share that Vikrant can teach your listeners how to use the best-selling book to generate clients, build their brand, get speaking gigs, and leave a legacy. It's not just about writing a book. It's about using it as a tool to transform your life and the lives of others.
Mm.
And if that's not enough to convince you, I heard that he's also planning to share a secret technique on how to make a pen write by itself.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Okay, maybe not, but that's would be
Wow.
cool, right?
What a tease.
So what do you say? Are you ready to have a book whisperer on as a guest for your podcast and give listeners a dose of inspiration, knowledge, and maybe even a little bit of magic? I'll be eagerly waiting for your reply, and if you say yes, I promise to send you a virtual high five or a real one if we ever meet in person.
Do you think that this is actually Vikrant just emailing us as pretend Janna?
It could be.
A pretend secretary. That's how I respond to emails.
That's how I respond to emails too. Hi, this is Vikrant, Thomas's secretary.
But I think we've gotten one more I sent, and then there's
Ooh.
probably even she's probably sent more by now because it's
Oh.
been a few days since I
I
sent
want
the
to
last one.
hear the
but-
third one. I want to hear the third one.
Do you have something, Kevin?
I'm just going to say really quick, Alyssa's going to hate me for bringing this up because I bring it up every time there's bad advertisement that she's making fun of, but we are talking about it.
Damn it, Vikrant. Your best
On
selling
the podcast.
your best selling book, How to Make a Best Selling Book or whatever, is now publicized to the masses.
All 3 of our viewers at this point.
No, that's shooting high.
1, fingers crossed.
Just Will. Hey, Will.
He's just sitting outside right now watching.
Yeah,
I bet AJ's listening.
I bet AJ. I love
AJ
you,
will.
AJ. Love you, bro. And then we've got Will, and those might be the only 2 faithful. They might be the only 2 people watch any of these. But Will's like, yeah, bro. I watch all of them. It's bro, you're so funny.
That's 2 Will insults. We need one more. Later.
Will has been a really big fan. I took him to jiu-jitsu the other day, right, in the morning class, and I brought him in, and everyone was just looking at him like, what the fuck is this thing, right? Because Will is just Will, and I'm like, no, he's nice. And I brought him in front of the whole class, I go, hi, this is my friend Will. He's built like a meatball sub.
Just a bagel with arms and legs.
Dude, tell you what, he is built like a meatball sub, though. If you really look at him. Marinara spilling out everywhere.
All right, let's see this third email.
Let's go.
Hey, Kevin, it's me again, the girl who won't stop until you say yes to Vikrant.
Oh, right,
The book
Janna.
whisperer, aka the guy who can make writing a book sound as easy as making a cup of coffee.
I can't make coffee.
In my previous emails, I shared with you the reasons why Vikrant would be a great guest on your podcast, including his incredible ability to teach about how to write a best-selling book in under 10 minutes. This inspiring story on how he built a successful business with negative $4,553 in his bank account.
Ooh.
But I forgot to mention one important thing. Writing a book can also help build instant authority, elevate the brand, generate clients, and leave a legacy. It's not just about putting words on paper. It's about creating a powerful message that can impact people's lives and help them achieve their goals. Vikrant has helped thousands of people achieve this, and he can share his expertise with your listeners. Imagine the impact your podcast can have if your listeners learn how to write a book that can transform their lives and the lives of others. So you ready to take a next step and have Vikrant as a guest on your podcast? I promise you won't regret it. And if you say yes, I might even bake you virtual cookies.
Ooh.
Yes, they're a thing. Google it. I did Google it. It's a thing.
Oh. Can we eat them, though?
Yeah, I didn't get that far into that rabbit hole.
Send the unicorn or we're not in.
That's
I know.
right. Do you think this is how Anthony wrote his book? Did he get in touch with Vikrant?
Ooh, maybe. Maybe he's a big fan of Vikrant. Maybe he...
Or maybe he needs to get in touch with Vikrant.
Or maybe he is Vikrant. Oh, God.
He wants to be back on again.
I have a feeling that we're going to say yes, which we should, because obviously this guy is, it's either, him or I can't even think of the next best person because Vikrant would be so good. So if that's the case, what do you think Vikrant charges? Because I imagine there's a fee included.
I bet it is multiple thousands.
Mm-hmm.
$4,553.
Did they say? Or is that?
Are you guessing? Yeah.
That's how much he had in his negative bank. That's his negative
He's just
bank
trying
account.
he's trying to get back to zero. I respect it. I think we should say yes because I'm going to take a bet right now. I would like to take. Would you like to bet on burritos? Burrito
I'm
bet.
down for a burrito bet.
Ooh, a burrito bet. Okay, so Kevin, what do you think and just closest between the three of us? What do you think the amount it costs to have Vikrant on is? You said 1,000 before. Where you at?
I said multiple thousands.
Multiple thousands.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 4,000. 4,500 sounded pretty solid, so I'm gonna go 4.
4,500.
Close, but not over.
Yeah. We're not playing Price is Right rules.
That's fine.
But I think I bet Vikrant's virtual. I bet he's a virtual Vikrant.
Yeah. We probably won't get him in person.
He's not coming to OKC.
No.
He's not coming to Yukon America.
No.
You know what? I bet Vikrant doesn't seem like a greedy guy.
Okay.
I'm gonna lowball it. Right. I'm gonna dollar bob you, and I'm gonna say $800. $800. That's it. Vikrant comes on.
I really thought you were gonna do $399. $3,999.
No, we're not playing Price is Right rules. It's okay.
Well, no, I mean, like, if we're not playing prices right, if you did that, you'd have anything under
no, I understand.
4,000. You're being a gentleman about it, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm not trying to game the game. I wanna, I'm trying to
not
win
gaming the
an
game.
honest. I'm trying to win an honest burrito.
Yeah. Okay.
Would y'all's things change if I gave you his description on Wiki?
He has a
Probably.
Wikipedia.
Yeah. He's the CEO and founder of bestsellingbook.com.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
I
He
have
is
heard that.
internationally recognized
Me too.
Self-proclaimed, internationally recognized.
book launch expert
Mm-hmm.
and author of the #1 best-selling business book, How to Write a Bestseller.
But yeah.
Hmm.
I've heard all this. I think. I bet.
Yeah.
I bet Janna wrote his wiki.
Yeah, there's a good chance of that. I bet he's even more expensive.
You think so? All right. What are you at? You're at 4,500. I'm at What did I say? 800.
Mhm.
Ryan.
I'll go in the middle. Go
A
2100.
million. Ooh, what? Wait. Right. What did I hear you correctly?
I'll go in the middle.
Oh, God, I thought
2100.
you said a million.
A mil.
My God. What is yours? I'm sorry.
2100.
2100. I like it. Could you please email back? And I don't expect a responsible follow back up. Hopefully next, as long as Janna gets back to us. But giving her pertinence on the current email situation, I bet we've got a pretty good shot here.
Yep.
I love the contrast between this podcast and like our Andrew Aguero podcast. I think this is really solid.
Since we're already down this rabbit hole, I found quite a few podcasts that he has been on. So
Oh.
What?
yeah,
Is
there's
he
one
a
right
real
here.
guy?
Yeah, no, he's legit. Like I have pictures of him and everything right here. But like it's like interview
Pictures.
with Viker Sharar, founder and CEO. Episode 15, Viker Sharar. Multiple episodes of this guy. So
Well, now we can't because we've been goofing on him.
he's got a LinkedIn.
Just clip this part of the episode, send it, and see if he'll come on for free.
Yeah. Vagrant, I want you, baby. So I just think that we respond like, hey, we're potentially interested. What does it kind of take to make this happen?
Yeah. We
And
just
I
need a
bet-
number.
I need a number.
Mhm.
What's the number?
What's the number?
All right. We get 2 weeks. I think we got a pretty good shot here.
Tune in next time for the how much does it cost to have Vigrant on the podcast?
Man, should be a
Weird.
Vagrant episode.
Episode 18, featuring Vigrant, which is not how you pronounce his name, and we're very confident about that.
Yep.
And to talk about writing a book.
It's just Anthony with a mustache.
I was going to say, we already had Anthony on. Anthony's listening to this episode being like, I got to charge them so much more to be on their podcast.
More? Did you pay him?
No, I guess I shouldn't have said more.
Yeah.
We just caught on.
More than zero.
I should start getting paid to be on these episodes.
Me too.
Cheers to that.
We gonna make it the full 2 hours?
Ryan is not thinking so. Ryan, where are we at?
Ryan does not want to.
We're coming up on an hour and a half.
Hey,
That's not too bad. I got to pee pretty bad, but that's not too bad. There's a hole in the bathroom ceiling. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah.
Like a massive one.
yeah, we don't have some ceiling. We're missing some ceiling tiles.
Should be fun for Saturday. How many balls do you think get stuck up on there on Saturday?
6.
It depends on how many we buy.
Burrito bet?
Really quick, as you brought up the burrito bet, would you like to talk about the what is his name? The contract that both of us signed with the legally binding contract that Thomas and
We literally could take each other to court for this.
the James Franco contract of 2000 and probably 18.
Yeah, there is a James Franco contract. So we went through a phase for a long time where Kevin and I, anytime we would use a GIF or a GIF, depending upon how you prefer to say it, where we made a rule where we only could send each other James Franco. I call them GIFs. I'll stand by it. I do. I call it GIFs.
I call it GIFs.
Yeah, I'm a GIF guy. You're a GIF guy?
More of
I'm more of a Peter Pan guy.
I was trying to think of
More
that.
of a
But
Smuckers.
that was going to be my joke, but my brain's not working.
Yeah, because you're stupid.
Yeah.
Ryan, is it GIF or GIF? Ryan, I feel Ryan's super opinionated on this.
I honestly am not.
Really?
Huh.
I think I always say GIF.
Well, anyway.
GIF.
Yeah, I'm a GIF guy.
Yep.
I think the owner of, or the creator of, I should say, of graphic, whatever it is.
No, there was an article on it one time. The guy that created it said intended
Said GIF.
It
right?
said GIF. Yeah.
Right. So we're GIF guys. Cheers to that again. I like holding the microphone. It's kind of fun.
It's kind of fun.
Where we
can't tell, we just cheers the microphones.
Yeah, so for the second time, where we could only send each other James Franco gifs, and whatever the situation was, we had to send a James Franco gift, and if you didn't, you owed the other person a beef stick.
Yeah, you could text back and forth. We could have normal conversations, but if you're gonna send a GIF, it had to be James Franco.
Yeah, and on Thursday I will post the literal contract that I typed up and we both signed.
I think there was a David clause in there, right?
Oh yeah, David Franco.
David Franco.
Dave Franco. You could say Dave was accepted. It's accepted.
Yeah,
but was frowned upon being overused.
Yes,
I think it was the word. The
used
verbiage.
yeah.
The verbiage of the contract. So I'll post this on Thursday whenever the podcast gets posted, so that you guys can read over this. But it was a legitimate. I sent it to a lawyer friend of mine. Shout out Josh Blair, and he looked over it and he was like, on a scale of 1 to 10, it's pretty shit for an actual contract. But he was like, would it hold up in court? For sure. He was like, it's a contract. It's for real a contract. So,
we both signed it.
yeah, we did. We've both failed to hold up our bargain on this contract for a while.
We stuck to it for a while.
The problem was, and this is what, because I think we had a 7-year, was how long this was supposed to last. Yeah. And the problem is that I think we'd used every James Franco GIF available. Yeah. So then we started making our own. Yeah. And it was like, that just became very tedious. But yeah, it was like a 7-year James Franco GIF.
We made it like 6 months, which is impressive in my opinion.
To be honest, it really is, because that is a super long time. I feel like I might have been embarrassed by this and deleted the post of it. But maybe I'm wrong. We'll see. I probably archived it, Yeah. But no, there was an actual contract that was. I think I remember that being super funny because we had talked about it and kind of joking about it, and then I sent you a contract.
It was like even the literature on it was like pretty like.
I formatted it like a contract and everything.
My perspective looked like a legal contract. Lawyer buddy's perspective probably looked like fucking gibberish.
Yeah, a jackass wrote this. Well.
Holds up in court, though. That's all we needed.
That's right. That's right. I think by this point you've sent me enough non-Franco GIFs that I own everything.
Triad?
Yeah, I own Triad. Yeah.
Warehouse, everything.
Yeah.
Well, you probably owe me some beef sticks, too, though.
I'll trade you. I paid for Triad and beef sticks.
At least 13 beef sticks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's fair. 13 beef sticks and a laser tag company.
Sorry, Noah. You gotta stay around. You gotta deal with the new owners.
No, you own this. I own the laser tag company.
Oh, okay.
You and Noah.
All right.
Yep. You guys are doing.
So this is my warehouse, is what you're saying.
Yep. The floors are looking kind of dirty.
Tell you what.
Yep.
We should really do something about that. It's just me and Noah, huh?
Yeah, what do you do? Okay, no, this is an interesting. This is actually a legitimate scenario.
Is it?
I know. Yeah,
I own Triad
No.
now.
A legitimate scenario that I have thought about. Like, put yourself in these shoes for just a second. We'll do this.
Trade me?
Yep. Here you go.
What size at least?
A little smaller than yours.
They don't fit.
Don't stretch them out.
I'm doing my best.
All right, but no, legitimate scenario here.
This is a new low. I'll be honest. This is a new low. Keep going. Speak at least for the viewers on the radio.
No, we're balancing it out because this is actually a legitimate scenario. Like you think about, like especially when we're hiring like our first employees. I'm gonna go shoeless the rest of this.
I don't think so.
Well, you don't. I literally changed my socks before I came in here because I worked out before this.
I think it's just anyway.
So
continue.
Okay, again, legitimate scenario that pops in my head from time to time is let's do this for just a second because it used to pop in my head from time to time especially when it was like just the first couple employees. Like, so it's just me and a couple other people, which is a little bit easier scenario to navigate. But at this point in time, let's just put this out here. We're 3 stores, warehouse. It's 15 employees. We're 15 people on the team.
Yeah.
And everybody but you and me quit. Just you and me. What do we do?
Well, first off, we gonna be some speepy boys.
Gonna be speepy.
Yeah, I think
Something just fell.
just fell.
Yeah, there was like a crashing sound.
Really? I didn't
Yeah.
hear it at all.
I didn't hear that all either.
Well, I have one of my ears off, so
Oh. Well, we'll go investigate here in a second.
All right.
okay. Continue.
Okay.
Oh man.
But yeah, you and me, 3 stores.
Okay. You and me, 3 stores. Well, first off, we need some help.
At least one person.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So Alyssa quit too?
Yep.
Shit. Does that mean you guys are divorced?
That's personal.
Dang. Dang, you got divorced. Ryan's only got 1 year. He took 1 year off. Frickin' Van Goghing it over here. This is too much to handle. There's a lot of shit going on. Everyone's quit. We got to find somebody to come and work for us. I'm sure that to be honest, I would lean pretty heavy on customers who would maybe like lifelong, like people who have shopped with us for a long time. If we're playing like a real scenario here, I'm starting to reach out to some people who like have shopped with us for a long time, have a pretty good base and the idea of how like we manage or look at things. So AJ's a great example. Like look to AJ, like, hey, can you want to pick up some weekend? Like we could use some help. Like, we can pay you, come work some weekends. Like I can't necessarily train you because, we've got this, but you've got a basic idea, got a good knowledge base, and you're going to be able to take that plus the idea of how we handle customers, our customer service, our tactics, like kind of what we do. I think AJ is an example of somebody who really grasps a lot of that. And then just like, hopefully he wants to help.
Yeah.
But I think that would kind of be the aspect to kind of look to is maybe hiring some part-time people who like maybe have the best, because obviously we were in like nuclear, like, this is code red mode. You're just trying to do anything you can to just be around. So probably, you and I are each working a store and then potentially having somebody like an AJ or somebody like that to potentially work sometime as we can kind of train some other employees and kind of get them going.
You have to close one store while you're doing that? Or do you have them working? Because the store is open 78 hours a week.
Well, I think I use AJ as an example, but I think you kind of have to use potentially multiple, like as much help as you can.
Okay. You do multiple.
That's a good point. No, we probably temporarily close Yukon as like the newest store. Like I think it's like would be the easiest to do that. But yeah, maybe get some help with somebody like that, like somebody who could come and work while we're working, because we just live here, right? Like I know you and I would, like we just live here.
You get a store, I get a store,
and then
it is what it is.
That's it.
Yeah.
Dibs on Norman. But we do that, and then we just have some people who could work alongside us that we at least trusted. We talk about this all the time, and I think again, AJ is a great example of somebody who like I would give a key to the store to. Like, here you go, AJ, you can have a key to the store because I trust you. There's no harm there, and that could be somebody who could at least entertain other customers while I could kind of like help, and they have a good base knowledge, and they could they know things that are good to recommend, and like have some basic level, and then just be like, hey, like as long as they wanted to do it, and then while we're hopefully simultaneously training some other people. Yeah.
And just
crying.
Train.
Yeah.
Here's the
This stressed me out. Thanks for this exercise.
Here's the silver lining to that whole situation, because again, this is legitimately something that I have thought about in the past of like, because I won't name the business or the person or anything, but I know a business that had multiple locations, I think 3 or 4, and had a mass exodus.
I mean, we've seen mass exoduses before, for sure.
Yeah. This business ended up closing down.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean,
not us.
no, that's the thing is like, you think about these things. I think it's good to put yourself in a scenario where you think about legitimately the worst case scenario. Like when we open up Quail and we are open for 12 hours a day and you don't have a single customer come in, that's a real scenario. What do you do?
Yeah.
We had to, we actually went through that and had to figure that out. So putting, as we move forward, imagining the worst case scenarios and having somewhat of a game plan of like, what do you do?
You want to hear something crazy? I would, and I mean this like positively towards like the staff and everything, but I'd rather have our whole staff walk out than go 12 hours without customers.
We'll have our whole staff walk out, then go 12 hours without. Yeah.
Yeah, because at least we have customers. At least we have people wanting to come shop with us.
Yeah.
Like that's a recoverable situation.
Yeah.
Where it's like if you don't have people coming for 12 hours, like who knows if you're going to make it.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah. You got to close down a store. You got to restart. Like,
yeah, I can be here all day, every day. I can do it. You know what I mean? And like make it work where we're at least like bringing in enough money to hire somebody else to come and help. Yeah. And it's a temporary issue. Yeah. 12 hours without seeing customers is potentially a forever issue.
Potentially. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're closed without notice.
Yeah.
Is
right. Yeah. We don't need you. Just kidding. Dear God.
Yeah, no, it legitimately like puts it in perspective too, like how valuable like everybody on the team is.
Oh my God.
Like how much we need everybody.
Yeah. Ryan, why'd you quit?
This is news to me. I didn't know I was quitting.
I thought this was just a hypothetical.
Get out of here, Ryan. Leave the camera.
Yeah, Ryan, you're thrown in here. It's the 3 of us. 3 stores.
Oh, yeah.
You working 78 hours? Help us keep
Keeps
going.
my job, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, all right. So here's the silver lining to all of it is that payroll for 15 people, I don't think is news for anybody. That is a lot. I think where we're at right now.
Yeah, because we paid like $4.50 an hour.
$4.50 or $450?
$4.50, right? That's what I've been getting paid.
Yeah, it's minimum wage.
Yeah. I got my bonus for $4.75.
But yeah, so silver lining to it is that payroll expenses go way down.
I like how his immediate thought was not to pay us extra for working every single hour in the store.
No, that's okay.
Was like, our expenses are pretty low.
No, legitimate. Okay, you don't let me finish.
Fix it.
I'm not gonna fix it. I'm not fixing it. This was the whole plan. There's a whole plan for me to talk about in the first place. The total payroll goes way down, and we say if it's the 3 of us, and it's like, hey guys, we're working the most dog shit hours you can imagine. We don't open until 9 a.m. You're not having to work at 5 a.m. like some people out there. Yeah. We can at least double your pay, if not more, if not triple it.
I want triple. Ryan, what do you want?
I want overtime for sure.
Okay, so you guys are exploiting the situation now.
Yeah.
Well, overtime's over 40 hours.
Well, what are you going to do? Fire us?
I'm working 3 stores, 78 hours a week.
That's right. You sucker.
I wasn't asking for more pay. I was just asking to make sure I get my overtime.
That's right. That's right. Time and a half, baby.
We'll pay you your time and a half.
That's almost $7 an hour. My God.
Dibs on Quail.
Scrooge McDucking it.
You can
over
have
here.
Quail.
Yeah.
I will take Yukon.
I'll take Norman.
Yeah. Norman and Yukon are barely manageable with one person. Quail?
That's pushing
So my
it.
thing with picking Quail is I have the most stock, so I don't have to run out of potential stock issues for as long as possible.
Yeah.
And I have a couch for when it's the 2 minutes of slow time.
I was gonna say.
No, yeah. No, it's okay. Yeah, no, this scenario real, like I'm probably not leaving the store. Like I'm probably getting a cot and I'm probably like
I'm
that's
sleeping on the rack.
I'm
back there.
yeah, I'm saving as much time as possible. It just takes time to drive somewhere else. So I'm sleeping in the store.
I'm making enough money to just DoorDash all my meals.
Yeah.
Can I get an energy drink fund?
Yes.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's the thing is we're saving.
You guys keep talking. I have to pee so bad.
We're literally saving tens of thousands of dollars in payroll. We've got like that's the silver lining to this entire situation is that you have all these employees quit. Is that we're saving enough money that like, hey, like if we've got enough to make it happen, it is we can like we've got at least a lot higher budget than we did before. So crazy situation.
Yeah.
For real, would you like you would pick quail over anything else though?
Probably. I know the most people there, so it'd be the easiest for like I feel like if someone was to come in and not know who I was or not know who I am, and then someone else comes in and like, oh, that's Ryan, he'll be with me in a second, that type of thing. I just have familiarity there more so than other stores.
I feel like we would have to make like one big post that we put everywhere of like, hey, here's the situation. We like entire staff quit. All the stores are open. That's a really cool aspect to it as well. Of like, what? You just yelling?
I guess he is.
Must have fell in. You okay? But that's I feel like that's like there's a post out there. There's a post that goes out that says, you know, hey, here's our situation. We had, you know, essentially like almost the entire staff leave. We've got 3 of us left. Here's
The whole staff just died in a roller coaster Six Flags accident. Yeah, we're the only ones left.
We're never going to Six Flags for a company event.
That's right. Not anymore. Sorry,
if we do, everybody rides a roller coaster 2 at a time.
Just to make sure we stay staffed.
But
that way we don't have to explain why everybody quit.
But yeah, I mean, that kind of puts you in almost like similar to like a COVID situation of like, hey, we are in a terrible situation. But like, imagine that, like we're down to 3 people. We used to have 15, but the stores are still open every single hour that we're usually at. We're gonna be understaffed. Yep. I can promise you that. So we're not gonna be able to get the help that we're
gonna be hurting.
We're gonna be hurting, but we're making it happen.
Yeah, you said you were gonna make a post.
Yeah, I would say that's what like I think you would have to do of like, hey, like just a heads up. Like I think it would probably be like a me like triad collab post of like here's the situation.
You in a collab with Six Flags?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
About the situation.
Yeah.
What would that post consist of? Like, would you be? I feel like it wouldn't be a bad idea at that time to be almost reaching out, like, "Hey, if anybody wants some part-time hours, please reach out. We would love to kind of explore the opportunity for some certain people."
So that's one thing that I would do. Yeah, I think we would probably be like, "Hey, if you're interested in a job, like."
We have a super knowledgeable customer base.
Yeah.
Like unbelievably knowledgeable customer base that like are caring and know a decent amount about supplements, like more than your average supplement store worker in most cases. And I feel like could step in pretty easily and at least like field, I don't know, maybe 40 or 50% of like the general questions. And then it's like just having like the idea would be like me almost like quarterbacking a store in the sense of like you guys are taking customers and I can bounce between and answer the tough questions.
That was that was the situation we put when we first hired Alfonso and we did our first Define Yourself challenge. It used to be called the Oxidate Challenge. We did our very first one. It was the very last day of signups. We had a ton of people come in for it, and it ended up being our busiest month ever. So the last day of the month, and it was Alfonso's
ever
busiest day. We set a record that day. That day is not even close to what we do now. But it was Alfonso's first day of training, like not first day on shift, first day like, hey, here to fill out my new hire paperwork. And
that's cute.
Yeah, Brian's first day being sample triad.
Oh yeah, that's true. But it was just me on shift because it was only me and Trace working at the store, and Trace wasn't on shift that day. And Alfonso was I was like, hey, when I've got customers, just hang out behind the wall and just listen to my interactions and fill out your new hire paperwork. Like those are the things that we're going to handle today. We got so swamped that I came behind the wall at one point and I was like, hey, Alfonso, how confident are you in running a POS? And he's like, I used to work the register at Dick's Sporting Goods. And I'm like, all right, go for it, kid.
Yeah, good luck.
I gave him no training, put him on the POS and started helping out customers and sending him to Alfonso. And I was like, I pray to God that he is actually checking these people
As long
out.
as he's charging people, we're fine.
Yeah. I was like, that was like the moment of truth when I looked at the POS at the end of the day and I was like, I actually saw all the transactions. I like expected to see like no actual transactions.
Yeah, right. Like, nothing, just a bunch of held transactions. Oh, no.
The kid did great. He
Yeah.
checked everybody out. I think he even put people in the system.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love that.
But yeah, no, that would be the situation. I feel like here's one thing I would do is potentially reach out to, like, instead of trying to organize multiple people, I would probably, if we were short one person, gosh, even if we were 3 people, we would need obviously as much as we possibly could get. But if we're trying to bring someone on, it's like, hey, like we need like if you're serious, like if you want to seriously come on and earn your spot quick, like how willing are you to work 80 hours a week for the first month and just work the register, get through training. We're going to make this happen. I'm going to be here with you all 80 hours a week.
Yeah.
We're going to get you down to 40. We'll pay you for all those hours. We'll pay you overtime.
See, I'd probably swap you. I think I would work the register because then I could quarterback all the situations. While you're out talking to customers, I could listen in. And if you were like, you know, AJ, continuing to have him as the example, turns around and goes like, hey, Thomas, what do you recommend for this? I would go this or this or this.
I think that would be the strategy you'd have to do at Quail, quarterback.
For sure.
Yeah.
Nah.
You don't think so? You want on the floor?
UConn Norman, I'd probably be on the floor having someone else
I think
work
it's a
POS.
combo, but like
I'm going on the floor. I'm teaching someone how to do the register. And I'm calling Trace because he didn't quit and he would come back and help.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Trace didn't die in a roller coaster accident.
Yeah.
I
No,
already got dibs on him.
old employees
Damn
would
it.
be.
Yeah, I
would
dibs
be
on
prime.
Alfonso.
I'm actually quitting in this scenario.
All right, I'll take Zach Yanker too.
Hey, solid. That's a solid.
I'm
pick.
good.
I got
Yeah.
Stanley.
Ooh, nice.
No, that's for real. I'm hanging out with Stanley and Stella in the back of the store all day long.
I already got dibs on Stanley, so you can't have him.
That was, to be honest, like Trace and Zach were super, super underthought about situation here.
Yeah.
Of, like, I know we're really playing this scenario out for the folks at home.
No, it's the 3 of us. It happens right now. There's
Eric Titlow, you want to come back? Take some customers?
absolutely.
Amen.
I wish we had more people that quit from a Triad because I think that might be it.
You got Logan.
Logan.
Oh, Logan, for sure.
Logan,
Gosh,
come back and help.
I
Yeah.
forgot he existed. Just kidding, Logan.
We miss you,
Love
Logan. Yeah, no, it happens right now. Until 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, there's a powwow of like, all right, what do we do?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oof. Well, I'm glad that didn't happen.
Yeah.
So, good news.
If I get a text in the morning, I'm not answering.
Ryan's like, I quit too.
I also have no cars.
Yeah, poor guy.
You can have mine. I'm sleeping at the store anyway.
Yeah, that'd be the thing is like that. I think this would be a key nap factor of like, hey, field the people. If you've got any intense questions, come wake me up. Otherwise, I'm going to take a little snoozer back here.
Dude, there's been times early on at Quail where we had times where we were getting overrun with customers and didn't have enough staff to be. So it was like me and a lot of people hanging out like outside of their shift, just in the back of the store. There's a lot of naps underneath the desk at Quail.
I mean, we do that. I mean,
You did that this morning.
How often have we done that? Also, how often have we done like just hanging out at the store to help at UConn?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Chad used to take naps back when it was just the 3 partners and it was just one person at the store, everybody else out doing sample events or, you know, taking care of their personal life or working their second job.
Working their second job was
Yeah.
the real one there.
Chad would take naps in a chair. He'd put a jacket on and sit in the recline or the office chairs that we have, but he'd put it up right against the keypad,
ringer.
the ADT keypad, which was what sounded the ringer if the door went off. He'd put it right underneath that, so it was right above his head, and take a nap. so that if someone opened the door and the door dinger went off,
He'd hopefully wake up.
he would hopefully wake up.
Yeah.
Apparently, there was one time where I think he slept for a couple hours, and he's like, "I hope I hope the door didn't go off."
Fingers crossed.
We cannot confirm to this day.
Cannot confirm or deny.
Cannot confirm or deny. He was the one with access to the security cam, so he knows. But none of us, no one else will know.
Yeah, a couple hours back then. That could have easily happened.
A couple hours without a customer is very realistic in those days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not anymore. Ryan, what are we at time-wise?
We're just coming up on 2 hours.
I think it's good timing.
I think so too. I first and foremost, I'd like to apologize to anybody who recommended the podcast, and then your person you recommended it to. This was the first episode they listened to. I don't know. I think there was some fun stuff. I think there was some good info. Played some fun scenarios. We talked about branch chains,
Cruises.
Well, there you go.
A special thank you for all of you that listen to the podcast regularly, but again, a special thank you for everybody that finished this episode.
I think it's kind of an interesting thing. I think it will be fun to kind of look back on whenever we have like more structure to our schedules and things going on where maybe we're like the majority of the staff we have now is working at a legitimate HQ with headquarters, and we have a place where we have our podcast. And we kind of look back to the days of like, man, you remember when we were working 14-hour days before shooting the podcast? And I think episodes like this will be kind of funny to look back on and be like, here's us drinking, exhausted, and still just trying to make it work, you know?
Yeah. No, this scenario may not present itself ever again. HQ1, no, like we've got one product in here that showed up earlier today.
That's right.
And a white table set up with a defined tablecloth, drinking the bottle of whiskey that I got earlier. I put through in my truck earlier today and luckily had.
Yeah. But again, I think it will be something to kind of look back on fondly where it was like, you know, they might not be our best episodes, but I think it's something that at least I think we'll appreciate in the future times of looking back and being like, look at us. Like
we will reminisce over this episode for sure.
Yeah. So, I'll appreciate that at least. So
yeah, I feel like there's an authenticity aspect to this one too. Makes it different.
This is what anybody talking to us tonight would have had to have dealt with.
True. Yeah. You come hang out at the store for 2 hours. This is the conversation you're going to have.
That's right. I'll cheers to that. Have a good night, guys.
Have a good night. Thanks.